What's going on, everybody? My name is Don Anthony, and of course, this is Say That Then Baby. Every Wednesday at 9-ish, 8-ish, you can always expect my black people to be somewhat on somebody else's time or the right time. So we're going to get into it, man. Of course, we're going to let everybody introduce themselves. We have two special guests in the building today. We, of course, are going to start it off with myself, Don Anthony, your international gentleman, the lady's choice, of course. And we're going to start off with Trifle Ladies Keys.
Certified Keys in the building. Also, my time to shout out black businesses. Again, the 17-year-old Milan Cosmetics, you guys. I got that lip gloss on today. Let's get it.
What's going on, man? It's your boy. We have a different name every week, so today I'm gonna go with one handsome ass fat dude. You dig? And I also want to let everybody know to check me out in the movie that just dropped on Monday. It's called Trying to Come Up. It's a New Orleans-based movie. Y'all can catch that on Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? And to piggyback off her, shout out to all the black businesses.
It's Addie, the Haitian creation. Just ready to talk my shit. Let's get it.
It's Shy the Beauty Doctor once again. I'm ready to partake in a good old conversation today and also book those appointments at T by T and try to get with your girl, Shy.
So quick question, Shy. With the holiday season coming up, you look at appointments. Do you want to put any emphasis on anything or any?
I don't know if we have any specials coming up just yet. But
Black-owned business, so we gotta,
But y'all can find me at Shy the Beauty Doctor, SHAITHE, Beauty DOCTOR. To just follow me on any other updates that we have for specials and stuff like that for the holidays. So yeah.
And last but not certainly least, the brother that I like to call. Marcus!
Oh man, it's me, Wisdom Shabazz, aka Marcus Brown. So we got these two nice guests today that we're gonna let them introduce themselves. We're gonna let the gentleman go first and
No way, the ladies go first.
I got a reason for letting her go.
Oh, it's a method behind this man.
It's a method behind the man.
It's a method behind this man.
My time. I'm playing Two-Face in the Place God, aka Soul Brother 29, and we got a chance. And I explain the name and break it down to y'all later, but I'm just glad to be here.
Okay, now the
What is
guest
that?
of all guests. Yeah, that's my little weekend drum roll. The sex doctor. Talk about it.
The Sex Doctor. Hey y'all, my name is D. Marie. I'm ATD. Y'all can catch me on Thursday nights on Facebook Live. ATD in the secret spot. We talk about sex. We talk about relationships. We talk about love. We talk about hate. We talk about everything that makes a really good, solid relationship and how important sex is to a relationship. Also, you can catch me on my blog, blackwomenstfu.com, and I promise you it's a method behind that madness with the name of that.
All right, now hold on.
That's for last.
Yeah, you see why you like that? All right. Now, usually at this point in time, we're going to talk about our whack ass week. Fuck that. We're going to talk about this fucking topic right now. The topic of tonight is
Toxic relationships.
and I want to specifically talk about how toxic relationships are held together by sex. Oh yes, that's why I'm not drinking that dick.
So, of course, I'm gonna go into my spill. And toxic relationships to me are, I'm gonna say that they start off. I think the toxic relationships are some of the relationship. So what I'm saying is,
What is the definition of a true toxic relationship? Because everybody going to relationships differently. Almost this point I'm trying to make. Let me on this, y'all. Last week we talked about bills and paying bills. Now, all right, last week's show was real good. Now let's say a woman looks at a guy who don't pay bills as being toxic. Is that fair to that guy?
No.
That's not fair at all, right? I mean, so what's the? I guess a toxic relationship is different based on the relationship itself, right? Speak on it, though.
In my years of dating, I feel like the toxic relationship has always been the relationship that has to be that is the norm. If that makes sense. So the relationship it's more so the husband, the boyfriend. Hold on. The husband, the boyfriend, the person they have on the front street is more the toxic relationship.
That's the karmic person.
You know, it's the beard person, shall I call it, the person that you wear. You know, whereas the other person you have on the side, you know.
So that's not the toxic?
No.
That's the relief.
That's the relief.
Now, hey, I just said something on Facebook the other day. Y'all gotta feel me on this one. Yo, listen. They was talking about side pieces needing to take vacations. I think you put that up, cuz. And I said, hell yeah, nigga need to take care of them just as good as he take care of his damn wife. Because shit, the reason he go home. Being real with you.
What? Oh, yeah.
The side
We
pieces.
gonna go back on that toxic relationship because, okay, well, first of all, the definition of a toxic relationship is when the bad outweighs the good. When you have a situation where somebody is not being positive, somebody doesn't motivate you, somebody doesn't help you, somebody doesn't talk to you. It doesn't have to just be somebody beating up on you. It doesn't have to just be arguing all the time. It has to do with when you're in a relationship with, it could be a family member. You could be in a toxic relationship with a parent. I know a lot of people who are, but when we're talking about relationships, in any given situation, if you're scared to go home, if you have anxiety about being around this person, the only time y'all get along is when y'all are having sex, that's a problem. That's toxic. Not just beating up and fighting and somebody punching you in the face, because that's a whole nother level.
I have a quick question. Quick question.
Well, that's what holds the relationship together, the sex.
The sex.
So it's not
So-
necessarily
So
a
what do you
relationship.
think, Keith,
It's a fuck shit.
about that holds the relationship together?
But sometimes it's not just the sex that holds the relationship. Sometimes it's other factors.
Your
that hold it.
responsibilities.
I say manipulation holds it together too.
I have a quick question about that.
That tied into sex that Keith said.
The
But I want Keith to elaborate too.
the relationships that we call toxic and we call the professional side is such as myself.
Relationship assistance.
Relationship assistance. We can call it that. Boom! I like that terminology.
Relationship
So
assistance.
they're needed.
He's a relationship assistant?
That's
Is
right.
that what it is?
Yes.
All right, I have a theory for that too.
I'm gonna get that theory a little bit.
I ain't got too much to say because I'm usually the toxic one in the relationship.
You got a great example.
And this is a question that I have. If the relationship is so toxic and you need the assistance, then why not get out of the relationship?
Well, they got so many different factors in why women won't walk away, or it doesn't even have to just be women in a toxic relationship. The woman could be, you know what I'm saying? She could be toxic. Y'all like to talk about how black women are crazy, and we're crazy for a reason. Half the time it's because y'all make us that way. Right? But when you're talking about trying to walk away from a relationship, you got all these different factors involved in it. You got children, you got money, you got investments, it's not always just easy to get up and walk away.
Man, I be saying shit like this. Like, go home for the kids. People be like, what the hell you trying to fuck the kid? No! It's hard when you've been built up so much with a person to actually split from that person.
And that's why it makes that relationship toxic.
Yeah, but another thing-
Because of that.
One thing I said, and I agree with you, cuz I said, you in a relationship for the investment, we got so many investments,
Right.
but it's obviously, we don't have a future, but our investment might have a future, but at the same time, I'm blocking you from meeting a person, for you and you blocking me from meeting a person that we might resonate with, trying to hold a relationship that's not going nowhere together. Now we going to church, now we blocking each other's blessings.
I feel you, but not necessarily, because that's where the professional assistant coming in. You see what I'm saying? See, look, all right. To me, toxic
Oh,
relationships.
that's
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Oh,
that. You feel me?
Yeah, and I'm cool with that too.
You know what I'm saying?
If
Yeah.
a person in a relationship ain't cool with it, now we got problems.
That's why it's toxic.
That's what happens. That's what happens. That's how you get the word toxic in there. If this person is making you feel
they have to also understand that what brings them to being with that person that's toxic. Give you an example. I was in a situation like that about 3 years ago. So I wasn't at my best. I was at my lowest. So I dated the lowest. And being that I dated the lowest and I felt the lowest, I dealt with a lot of different stuff that I shouldn't have been dealing with. And also, a big key factor was sex. And
It was good,
he threw the fuck down.
Who good?
So, but at the same time, to be honest, that's all he could really do for me. That's the only thing that could fulfill his every need towards me. Like, that's the only thing that stimulated me about him. And the bullshit as well. And meaning bullshit was like, basically the way that he would manipulate me, honestly.
So at what point did you
Dick my God,
realize?
that was you, man.
Yeah, I was. When I
in my
say doing
opinion,
stupid shit.
But when did you realize that it was a toxic relationship? Did you realize it when you walked away from it? And you looked back and you was like, damn, that's
I realized that it could get there, but then at the same time I wouldn't leave it alone because I knew that it just was easy to keep going back to because it was available for me. And it was a distraction for me as well, besides everything else that I was going through at the time.
Now, I just want to make a statement. I just want to know if y'all agree or disagree. Now, it could be, I feel like this. It could be two people that's not necessarily toxic
yes.
No, he was
in a
toxic.
toxic
He was
relationship.
toxic. I agree. He was
Yeah,
toxic.
they
He was
toxic
for
to each other.
Yeah.
I agree.
See, I think all this could be resolved with communication.
Yeah.
No,
Ding, ding,
it
ding.
can be resolved with communication, but the key word that's missing from that is effective.
Communication.
Effective communication will reconcile anything.
But that's different though. When you dealing with somebody that has all this different stuff that happened to them in their life, and then they bring that all the way on you, and then they start making you feel bad about whatever they feel about themselves, they toxic.
And the thing
It's
is,
two
with
different
that
things
is-
with communication, because with communication it's kind of like, it's different, like, okay, y'all have miscommunication. So being that y'all have miscommunication, that means that things are toxic? That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because it's not
I would say
effective.
that's
Because look,
toxic.
here's the first thing though. If you have any baggage in your life and you making it someone else feel that they're to blame for it, is because you're not recognizing that you're not accepting what you're putting out there.
But that's
Because it's
different.
not their problem.
But that's
It's your
different.
problem that you have to face, and then if
But
you
what if who I am is not for that person, but it's for somebody else? But I'm not a negative person. But they look at me like I'm negative because I'm not like them.
But that's the
But
whole
then-
point. That's the whole point of dating. You
Right.
date to find somebody who you're conducive with, right? And who you vibe with.
Well, the
That's the
thing
whole
is-
point
the thing
behind
with New
it.
Orleans,
And again, our people do not know
Yeah.
how to date.
exactly. That's what I was
And I
going
just
to say.
learned-
Wait a minute, that's down south. That's not
People
just
in
our
New
people.
Orleans.
That's people down south. Because down south, from the time you were in junior high school, you got a boyfriend. It was never a date. It was one boyfriend. It was one boyfriend. And if you dated more than one person at a time, you consider
Oh, look at that shit.
See, that's New Orleans.
That's down south.
You can be out somewhere, and guy or girl, you can give someone, like say for instance, a guy and a girl, they see each other, they lock or whatever, and they engage in a conversation, exchange numbers, they go about their separate way, but they're still in that same setting, then you're still open to meet other people.
Absolutely.
But down here, if a guy and a girl know, and then they still in the same spot, having a good time, whatever it may be, she see him talking to another girl, oh, you hollering at everybody. Oh, no.
It's for the streets.
Exactly.
Exactly what she was saying about dating first. Like when we were younger, everybody being younger, and we was all going to school and stuff like that. Like things would be different because y'all, as kids, you wasn't really thinking about, oh, let me be with this person, let me be with that person. You had crushes, you had people that you liked. But then you grew to get to know them because y'all went to school together. So that kind of ties into basically like what you just said, like people have to basically date to get to know each other, and however long that takes is just however long it takes, so you can understand, do I want to be with this person?
But it boils down to nobody don't want to be called a hoe.
Well,
Fuck,
That's
I'm
just
hoe. It is what it is.
It's just
You mean like with dating, or you talking
But
about
like you
doing
said, how would you
things?
get labeled people like,
But it's a difference between y'all and us though. Cause y'all can do what y'all want to do.
if you find out he dating Adeline, you gonna stop fucking with him.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not the context of what I'm talking about. You're right, I might, but I'm always open to the ability to be able to see who the hell I want to see, when I want to see them, however I choose. When I was in the military, let me tell you, I would make dates, 2 or 3 different dudes. Whoever showed up first, that's what I was sleeping with. That's just how I was. But I got to be known, like they would call me all these different names because I didn't adhere to the Southern standard of what I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be with that dude.
Society.
And you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
And we're mentally fucked up because that's what we were deprived
Right.
young.
Exactly.
I'm different. Let me say that. I'm different. Let me say that about
That's
me.
what it was with
If me and you was dating, and you was dating somebody you had previously before me, like he might be the handyman, y'all have a relation, let him come fix stuff, do stuff around the house, help you save money. I'm not gonna ask you to leave that man alone, cause now you're looking at me to be the handyman, and I got no handyman skills, so now I'm like, I don't put myself up. But be honest with me, just let me know, don't have me walking in those situations
And that's true.
in the blind.
You have to understand that most men don't
Can't
want
take
to.
that.
They can't
They can't
take
take
it.
it.
That's what I
It's
said.
not- they- they-
No, I said you cheat with a nigga. Come on, man.
I disagree with
They
that.
should not take it.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Like you, man.
But I think that that's scared to tell
I can
them.
deal with it. Hold on, let me
You
go.
can deal with it.
It's boundaries to the shit though.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
No.
It's boundaries. What I'm saying is, this what the fuck you not gonna do. This is what the fuck I'm about to tell you. This the fuck you not gonna do. You not gonna come to me and have me paying all your bills while that nigga getting all them fucking thrills.
Yeah.
We gonna rotate
We gonna
this bitch.
participate.
We gonna participate.
That's what I said. If you been cheating on him and you live with me, you should come home happy. Cause don't come home mad. Like you had to leave. Then when we cheat, you get roses and stuff. We gonna make sure we coming home busting and we gonna cheat.
Does it seem like we talking about 2 different things here?
We are.
Because y'all talking about us coming home. First of all, I have my own home. Woo, right? I don't need to come home to your shit. I don't need to come home to you being a handyman because if it needs to be done, I'm gonna make sure it get done. And that's the thing. And of course, y'all, I can tell y'all I'm older, but that's the thing about this generation, the younger generation. I have my oldest daughter is 27. I have bonus children. The oldest one is 31, right? And the one thing that I taught them girls is 4 girls. Have your own shit.
Yeah.
You gotta have your own stuff because the one thing you know is when you dealing with a dude, this dude gonna go to school and he gotta get his education.
That's right.
This dude is gonna have a good job. This dude is gonna have a good car. Meanwhile, you have your children and you sitting around looking crazy trying to get on with your life while he's getting on with his life, not worried about what you're doing. Have your own stuff.
That's
Be your own person. Do your own thing. I gotta come home to you.
I think we missed the point. I think we
Y'all
missed
did.
what I was trying to make. We missed what I was trying to make.
Think about communication. Understand about communication.
If you got light bill, water bill, cable bill, and you got 3 different niggas hitting you, don't go to one nigga to pay all the bills. Each nigga should have a fucking
He might be a bill nigga though.
Alright, so this is my thing though, and this is pertaining to you. Why it always have to come to money?
Money, right.
Because we live in the South.
Because men use money as power.
Exactly.
Because y'all asking fucking money. No, ain't no power shit. I wish the car was going to
Man, just send the $40.
Hey, I'll send you the fucking car. But how you send it? Because you asking for it.
But see, that's the whole thing though. If you lay your bases on, first of all, if y'all coming together, y'all both coming together as humans, we're stripping everything. So it's not about what you bringing tangibly. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know.
First of all, a lot of people be bringing baggage
But
to the relationship.
that's intangible.
And then they got people that want to fix people.
But I'm
It's
talking
real.
about
So they can-
exactly. So that right there is what debate when you come up in there talking about how fat your pockets is, then that's the first thing to fucking
Thank you.
to bring chaos to it.
So let
because
me ask you a question based on what he's saying, okay? If you meet a young lady in a club and she got her ass hanging out and she got her boobs out, what's the first thing you thinking?
I'm trying to fuck.
You trying to fuck. If you meet a chick and you got a pocket full of money, you pulling out that money and you stunting in the club, what you think she's supposed to think?
exactly.
But I don't go in the club
I
like
don't
that.
even present myself that way, and to be honest with
I don't
you,
present myself like that either.
Yes, you do.
don't get it wrong.
That's what you lead with.
Right.
No, I don't. No, I really don't deal with that. Listen, all right, so hold on. First off, how I usually pick up females is really.
A friend of mine
told your mama you work for the railroad. I was like, oh, fuck, why you told your mama all that? No wonder your mama trying to holler at a nigga and shit. That's how I used to get caught up in the shit.
But
That's
for
how
the
I
most
shit
part,
But not in the grocery store with a big.
No, I was thinking that.
I'm just saying.
No,
but for the most part,
I always raised my daughters. They look good. Niggas, they're like, damn, what they mean for? That's my babies. So my daughters, niggas didn't know if they was boys or girls. I said, have no shirt on, pamper.
We ain't talking about you.
Oh,
but just for the most part,
No, we talking
that's
about
what
behind it.
that's what it all boils down to. And for me, what I've experienced and what I see with my own eyes, and I'm speaking on women here and seeing women elsewhere. If you're not flashy, you ain't popping.
You really not. And that's a good thing, though.
That's not for everybody.
That's not. See, that's not for everybody.
Right.
But those are few far
You gotta stop doing that.
I wouldn't want to go to the flashy guy because I feel like you gonna have all the girls that wanna get in that seat.
And see, how many women are out
And
here
you
like
gonna
you?
have
How many women are out here like you?
Jump in,
Hey.
Don, jump in.
So,
I don't want a loud nigga either.
being on both sides,
Cause everybody don't want a loud nigga.
being on
And
both
you gonna have to
sides,
fight all the girls for the
Now
loud
you need
nigga.
to talk.
being the loud nigga,
You lie.
and everywhere, I can be loud.
No, you
he's not.
present yourself in a way where you outgoing and.
That's the only way. That's the only reason. That's how he's loud.
Being
You're not a flashy
but
guy.
no. I'm not a flashy guy. But I have a personality where I have a multitude of women. So women will turn me down not because of how I look and how I present myself, it's because you got too many hoes. I ain't even gonna fuck with you. I ain't gonna fuck with it. So once you get to know me and you understand me, you kind of like, oh, I like him. He's not really the same person.
Now let me ask you
You
this
finish.
question. Hold on. Before they get to know you, how they get to the point of knowing you if they don't want you from the beginning?
Because you gotta come at them a different way. You gotta come at them side.
Be persistent.
They hate them.
Be persistent.
And then too, another thing is,
That's called a stalker.
no, it's not a stalker. Another way is when you on the low, women tend to get to know you. They want to get to know you because you're not in the radar. But a lot of times that be the most craziest niggas.
The crazy part, the thing is, you saying that under the radar shit. I don't care what no females say about that dude. They might not really want that dude, but they might want him for that moment.
Nah.
No.
Wait,
About female.
wait, let me say this. You saying no, and you saying no. Y'all a small percentage.
Right.
But when you speak of vast majority, man, like you know, first of all men have this persona that all men are dogs, regardless of who you are. So just like you say no, and just like you say no, y'all still in there. You see what I'm saying? So if you get 50 women in a room and ask them that same question, all of y'all gonna have that same, nah, I don't want that type of dude. But I guarantee you more than half are gonna bite on what they say they don't want.
Right. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna let my brother say what he about to say. I'm gonna let Karen say what he about to say. And I'm gonna come in and say what I gotta say to agree with what I'm saying.
Well, there's one thing that I observed about women. Ladies, correct me if I'm wrong.
We will.
Most of the time, you see a group of females in the club or the bar, they not there to really flirt with men. Then they'll have a girl, and then if they have to flirt with them, and they usually got their eye on, know who they want to flirt with, and they not open to just random, unless they know you. See what I'm saying?
No, so I'm gonna tell you, I feel what you're saying, but I gotta know what he's saying. I'm about to give a perfect example. They got a dude, I ain't gonna call his name.
Please don't.
We co-workers.
Phases with stuff like that?
Yeah, I do. I know that.
Because you talking about dealing with a flashy dude. I might have been in my early 20s dealing with a flashy dude. And at some point you start worrying about security. You start worrying about stability. You start worrying about family. Like I don't want to have a kid with some dude that's out here fucking everybody and they grow up. That's not, you know what I'm saying? It's through phases.
By the time they get there, they already had you.
It's too late now.
Yes.
But see, here's the thing, though, right? Check this out. Now, a little bit on the subject, off the subject. You went through that phase, and let's say you got memories of that phase that you gotta feed and everything.
Feet? I'm sorry.
You got kids from that phase, from one of them flashy niggas and this, that, and that. Maybe you got 1 or 2 kids from them. How do you expect your stability to be responsible for your early fuck-ups?
My stability to
Yeah,
be responsible.
the new dude with the 401k and all that shit that you wouldn't
If a dude love you, he love you for who you are. And he gonna love you and your children. I'm not gonna marry
Man, you need to stop raising your hand and talk.
Thank you.
Go ahead, man. Go
I
ahead.
really need to interject.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
really need to interject. I disagree with y'all. And the reason why I disagree with y'all is because you may meet a woman with kids, but you see potential in the relationship, and the woman is moving towards that potential.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Definitely. I
Because
agree.
I got no more connection what he's saying. Hold on. Finish what he's saying. I got no more
a
connection.
lot of times, and I'm speaking from a single man's perspective,
Uh-huh.
you see what I'm saying? Women who sitting on that biological time clock ain't got fucking time for you. Ain't got fucking time. So whether you at 30 days, you at 60 days, they count. This nigga ain't saying nothing about being in a relationship. This nigga ain't saying nothing about being with
Yeah,
me.
goodbye.
I need to figure out where he at mentally. Because the reason, and I've been through this shit a whole lot of times, a whole lot of women cut my ass real short because I was playing. And I'm being honest.
With that mindset, end up in fucked up relationship because they gonna go with the first one who say, yeah, all right, I want to do. Now,
Right, right.
relationship with the person who really did that.
It's toxic because the women who don't have kids, they trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing, I'm gonna jump into whatever because they thinking about that time situation.
But that's also
Whereas-
that phase though. They get to that point in their lives. They went through the flashy, they went through the broke phase, whatever, and now they're at a point in their life where they're ready to look for the future.
A woman, I can only speak for myself. A woman that have kids, she's willing to give you a bit more time. And when I say time, and I can only speak for myself, it ain't time to whether I'm gonna let you do and fool with this woman and fool with that woman, but just to kind of figure out what you want.
She might give you time when she's ready for that time, just like if he's ready to be able to be with someone that has kids.
They give you a bit more time. If they see the potential and it's an exchange in communication and
It's not a lot of
information.
time.
It ain't a lot of time, but it's more time.
For what you said.
It's more time than what that woman who don't have kids is willing to give you.
Hold on.
Not necessarily.
Hold on. Let me say this right quick.
Yeah.
Hold on, Don. Check this out. You dating a chick. She had 2 kids. One dead, one shot dead, and one with the other baby daddy in jail. Listen, one of them dead, one of them in jail. This realistic shit. Her son need $200 to go to a school function.
Mm-hmm.
He could get it from you?
No.
All that shit you said, shut up.
Because when you enter that relationship, you didn't enter that relationship to be with her and her children. Obviously, you just entered that relationship to be with her.
To be with her.
That's wrong.
That's it. Yeah, that's dead wrong.
It is wrong. It's wrong because think what I'm gonna say. It is wrong, dog. That's why I'm gonna break it down to you. Because if you go be with her, you gotta take her kids too. But here's my thing though. Back to what the original first thing was. I feel on that. I respect you on that.
That's how you communicate.
The
that
reason
to
why I go son, I'm gonna tell you this. I've dated females with children, and to be honest with you, when I do that, first of all, for me to even date you with your children, you have to jump off the page to me. So that means I'm just into you and whatever comes with it. You know what I'm saying? That's with a woman with kids or no kids, just period. But when you go into a relationship like that, you go in there with the understanding of, I gotta take the cow with the calf or whatever, you know what I mean? So
That's real.
I will go into it knowing that, but at the same time, don't make me your go-to. You see what I'm saying?
So
Why
that's
is
permission
it?
to just play with somebody else?
No.
Why is it that this with the men always goes back to money? Why is it?
Exactly.
It's our brain.
No,
Why money is irrelevant though? Why is money irrelevant?
This is the question that I'm asking. If you're dealing with a woman that's got children and she got her own everything,
I love
now
it.
you have a problem with she don't come to you for something?
No.
Maybe she tell you you need a gas in your car?
No.
You not gonna volunteer to put gas in her car?
want to do with your money, and I pay all the bills, motherfucker. When you want to watch Murray Povich on my shit, you go watch Murray Povich.
We not in the same house. Remember, you got your own shit, I got my own shit.
Oh, but it's different. Okay, no, you gotta break it down further from your
I'm just saying, yeah, okay. Let's go. Come on.
So here it is, right? So check it out.
Come on, what's your
First off, you gotta leave me with the, first I'm thinking a little different. You talking about a dating situation. Of dating, you got your own shit, you can holler at me for a lot of shit, we just dating. I mean, I ain't totally responsible for you.
But I mean, once we're dating, we still kind of in a relationship, right? It's still a
But
relationship.
you're not totally responsible for you.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. If you messing with a woman who has 3 children and she's financially independent, she can do for herself, right?
Yeah, I'm
And
saying
that's
you call shit like that.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You
I
just
don't think that way. That's vice versa to me.
Because you say you're not dating a woman with children.
No, I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'm saying that chance is very slim. But what I'm saying, like, if we're dating and I'm not sure if what your exact motives are, then I'm not about to be sitting up here playing myself because you're gonna probably milk this collar until you get what you want.
Yeah.
Now, if you're my woman,
Being stupid.
oh man, you got
But
me.
hold on, I think when she said dating, I think she's trying to say we dating exclusively. Like, I fuck
That's
with her.
cool.
And she
I
fuck with me,
understand
you know what I'm
that.
saying?
Wait, you asking a couple?
But
Yeah, I'm dating, yeah, because it's cheap. That's like cheap for me. All right, she left my house. All right, so we had a little fun at the house. Ain't nothing, just chill, right? She like, dude, it's late. I'm gonna eat. Oh, come on, video. I can do that. That's lightweight. That ain't no 20, 30 bucks.
So you're not just gonna volunteer to enjoy yourself?
But no,
No, she gotta kind of tell me what's going on with it for me to know what's going on with her car. I don't know what's going on with her car. That's all.
Look, this out
Oh,
there.
woman always be
How about needs to be washed?
I mean, one hand wash the other,
Right.
basically.
You want me to go put gas in your car?
I'm not saying that. That's a small thing.
I'm not putting gas in
I'm saying
I don't like
just
using my own.
whatever I can do for you, you can do for me in another way. You see what I'm saying?
But that's called being in a relationship.
Exactly, but I'm saying I don't have a problem with that.
Right. That's
You see what
called being in a
I'm saying?
relationship.
That's why I say if we're dating and I don't know what your motives are, if you just fucking with me just to see how much milk you gonna get into that motherfucker, if you can get some chocolate milk or something, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But
You know,
if we fucking around and I know you solid, man, you can have, it's endless. It's endless. I have somebody that I talk to now. Like we don't even deal like that anymore. But whenever she called me, I'm coming. I don't give a fuck who I'm fucking with. I'm gonna let them know up top. Look, this my homegirl. You see what I'm saying?
Yo, tell you, I feel you.
It's strictly platonic. I'm not touching her in no type of way. She's always been there for me. You see what I'm saying?
So can she do that?
Huh?
Can she do that?
What you mean?
Can she drive what she doing? If she...
I didn't say I was gonna drop it.
No. I'm saying if you live with somebody exclusively and her ex called
I
her and she
didn't
like,
say exclusively. I said if I was talking to someone.
okay,
Now, if I'm dealing with somebody exclusively, this friendship that we have, you have to understand that this comes first.
now, see that's my question because you're saying that if you're with somebody and she calls,
No.
that's not what you're doing, right? I'm not saying exclusive. I'm saying if you just hanging out with somebody.
Oh no, I'm not saying I'm busy over here. My way comes first. You see what I'm saying?
But you're just still willing to do whatever it is.
Yeah, I got her back because I know she has
Oh,
mine.
okay, because we were thinking that you was saying that you were gonna just stop whatever.
No,
you
no.
That's what I thought I heard.
No.
Yeah, because that's not what we
That's what
doing.
it sounded like.
That's exactly what it
It's more
sounds
like
like.
a favor. That's what she's saying. It's more like
Hey,
a
put it
favor.
like this.
Like if she needed me, I would be there.
She's just like a
She
homie.
must have clutch. She must have came clutch for you.
Right. She must have
came clutch.
muscle.
Yeah, so
I was going through my chemo treatment, and this person didn't have to do what she did for me.
Right.
I get
You
it.
see what I'm saying? When I needed a ride to treatment at home, she had my back. You see what I'm saying? So we have this relationship. I'm not dating anyone. So at this point, whatever she need, if I got it, I'm gonna look out for her.
And the
But it was-
situation still doesn't change even if you're dating someone.
Exactly.
So now here's the question. The person that you're dating, is she aware of that? Is that
I'm
something that she
telling- I'm
wants to
telling
deal
her
with? Because you got women that say, okay, you done did what she did, she done did what she did, it's over with.
Because what you said, that's on the baggage for me.
Exactly.
It's not that.
Is there
At
any point
some
that
point-
you can be in a relationship? Is there any chance or any possibility that y'all that way?
Oh,
Why
Come
not?
on, man.
because I don't look at her like that.
Come on.
But you just said you
Let me say this. shit back right quick. You know what the fucked up shit in this whole thing? I'm looking at this as a single man. The fact that y'all grilling this dude over a fucking friend. He told y'all that's his fucking friend. Why y'all can't disrespect the fact that that's his homie?
Okay, cool. And I got one too.
Hey, we don't give a fuck.
But my thing is, I think it's all
I'm
about.
positive.
I think it's all about the respect level for you.
Yes.
I think that's really what it is.
No, you know what I'm saying? We got three beautiful women in here grilling you.
And listen,
About to
It's
take
not
your ass up,
necessarily
nigga.
grilling, it's just that we get a clarity on what he said.
And I'm saying this.
They trying to tear the tears.
So okay.
They trying to tear my dog.
Real rap scenario.
Yeah,
No, wrong for
Okay, so I'm dating a young woman, right? Shy gives me a call. I'm drinking together. I'm dating a young woman. Shy gives me a call. Shy's on the side of the road. Needs a air, a tie, what have you. Whatever, right? Shy's there.
You can give them a personal experience.
So, we can give another personal.
It ties into this.
Finish this one because this is very good.
So I'm with the woman.
Must be people.
I let her know, like, listen, hey, listen.
This happens on a regular.
You know,
Most people learn to change their own size.
me and her talking or whatever, I'm at home, relaxed, whatever, and, you know, whatever. Hey, listen, I gotta make a move real quick. My homegirl is, you know, needs her tire change, you know.
She going with you.
If she wants,
Basically, I don't have anything to
I
hide.
don't have a problem. Me and Shy are just friends,
That's it.
so it's nothing tied to it.
But have you and Shy always been just friends?
That's a fair too.
Yeah.
That, you see what I'm saying? That's the question. Because if you hit before, and it's
Because
somebody that changes for me, that changes different.
Right, but
But
also this is a different scenario.
But also at the same time, if y'all just friends and then that person understands that y'all just friends, then you know that's that. But if that person feels like, well, I just don't like the fact that like y'all just have this tight line.
I'm gonna tell y'all
So
something.
sometimes people will get mad at this tight line.
Only women have this. That's toxic within itself.
No,
Only
no,
women have this.
no.
Only
You're lying.
You're lying.
No. My homegirl stopped talking to me because I told her, I seen her old man with another girl at a bar, and I was on G code shit, and he got mad at me because he seen me and told on himself to her, and he seen me 2-3 years later, drunk and out of his mind, sweating. Like, yeah, dog, my bad, you know, da-da-da-da. Nah, you thought I was a bitch. And you thought I was gonna tell on you. But I didn't tell on you because I respected your mind and seen where you was at. And I didn't want to be the person to come to my friend and tell her what was going on because you always hated our relationship.
But you didn't want to come in between them because at the end of the day, you don't know, you know.
That's what she was on.
Right.
Yeah,
Because either way, you can tell her what's going on, but she still might go back to the person just like you.
Yeah, I got female friends that tell me about their relationship. He did this, and I be seeing it like this nigga ain't for you, but I ain't gonna say it out of my mouth, cause if y'all get back together, now I'm that nigga that tried to break y'all up.
because they got shoot the message.
Yeah, so I just keep it to my end. After the fact, I might say, I knew it wasn't gonna work, but while y'all going through it, I'm neutral, you see what I'm saying?
Here's my thing, right? Any woman I deal with, they can have. I'm meeting a person. I'm 40 years old. I'm meeting a person. I don't think she don't have male friends. So, but here's my thing, right? Now I'm kind of old school with this. If you stay with me, I don't need no other nigga money in my house. I take care of everything in my house.
Okay, that's fair.
But we
yeah.
can still be friends.
Y'all can be the best friend. I don't care what. No, you know me, Keith.
I don't know, I agree with him. Like, look, man, come on, we gonna be
All right,
friends.
let's not
We all gonna be
We all
We're
gonna be friends.
we're talking about toxic relationship.
Throw them on.
Now, how do toxic relationship and sex play a part?
Because like she said, you're stigmatized.
Cause that's all I see for a thing.
I'm just
Toxic
saying,
relationship.
it plays a part because it depends on where you are at mentally, where the man is at or where the woman is at mentally. If you feeling like, for me, I feel like in my opinion, if you feel like you're at your lowest, you're gonna feel and date the people that are at the lowest.
I agree
In
with
my
that.
opinion.
Yeah, you
I agree with
I don't feel
Shy.
that
You
toxic
gonna date whoever
relationships.
gonna make you feel good.
I don't feel toxic relationships hold men in a relationship.
I have a real.
Because if it's a toxic
You don't have to
relationship,
hold women in relationships.
it don't have
At
to,
the
but
end
it
of the
does.
day, it's gonna end anyway
I
because
agree.
she's gonna rise up and be like, why am I doing this anyways? This don't make sense. And
Women,
I'm gonna say this, I just wanna say this right quick. If that dude got a little bit of dick, it can be as toxic as it wants to. Sex ain't gonna hold us together. Y'all know we don't stick around.
I'm not
You gotta scoot on it. You gotta I'm just saying.
I had to post that the other day.
How you put that shit?
Man, so this guy got on there, he going ham on this girl talking about cause she was scooting, she don't know what she doing. Nigga, it's small. She got a scoot to keep it in.
That is so fucked up, dog. We not even talking
He's right.
Yo.
but see,
Most toxic relationships that I may know somebody who may have been in a toxic relationship, and their dick was down here. You know what I'm saying? So you be mad all you want to, but you're going right back to that because at the end of the day, it's gonna satisfy you like it's always satisfied you. I ain't scooting in no toxic relationship.
because it's not gonna make sense because it's like, what am I getting?
What am I doing?
So tell me this though.
Why?
Now, I understand what y'all saying. So
Trying to make you feel good. What's wrong? Die, man. You wanted me to say it, but
I'm listening to y'all. I can't speak on that.
I don't know what that
But my thing
is.
is, why does it
Go ahead with all that.
why does it have to come out when the relationship is bad? Why you didn't tell them that from the beginning?
what difference does it make if you tell
In
them
the
it's
beginning, when you in
business?
love, you dismiss it.
Exactly.
Now you done fucked up and
Exactly.
they about to, I'm about to understand the
In the
feeling.
beginning, when we meet y'all, and we look at y'all and we decide on whether or not we want to date y'all. Believe it or not, a woman can tell in 10 minutes whether or not you're gonna get.
That part.
I heard
Yeah,
that.
they can tell in 10 minutes.
But I can tell you 5 minutes from a fucker.
But that's what I'm saying.
I can tell you 5 minutes
But
from
you
a
see what I'm
fucker.
saying? The fucked up part about it is women don't have a vagina. So y'all gonna get it and it's just there, right? For us, we turn around and we fuck y'all and God damn it, I done messed up my cock. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's small. So that fuck us up. So I ain't been in no toxic relationship with no little big nigga.
I have a scenario.
It don't make sense.
Men can be in toxic relationships.
She said she ain't getting told they know a little dick nigga. This shit fucking is fucked me. Then this one made me talk about scooting on the dick. Y'all like to change tonight, dog. Y'all like to change tonight. She got to talk about scooting on the dick. Oh,
I was in
man.
a toxic relationship. I was in a toxic relationship. I was in a relationship that was no good for me. But I was going through a lot outside of my relationship. Outside of the relationship, what was going on.
Yes.
So my toxic relationship, real rap. I lost my apartment. I lost my job. My mother was going through stage 4 cancer at the time, and the woman whom I was dealing with, I wanted to break up with her, but I couldn't because everything around me was changing, and I knew it was no good. I knew it was no good for me. I knew it was no good for me, but I had to hold on to it because that was the only thing that was similar to what was going on in my life.
Yeah.
And she was trying to get away from me, and she was fucking over me, but coming back because I was a security blanket, it was real fucked up mentally at the time because I'm trying to hold on to everything I had going on in my life, and I wanted her there just to kind of be there for me, and she didn't really want to be there for me, but she was kind of being there, but not really.
It was the fact that you was used to it, that people get accustomed to things that they're used to.
And
People thrive off of dysfunction.
that's true.
Yes.
And some people just don't like change.
Right.
Some people don't.
Girl, adults hate change.
Right. Some people just don't like change. And the only constant is change.
Right.
That's the only thing that stays the same. Because nothing is permanent. Everything always changes. You know what I'm saying? So but how do you walk away from a toxic relationship?
The best way to walk away from a toxic relationship for me is once you outgrow it. Because really, once you outgrow the fact that I'm not going to be with somebody who I'm not compatible with or I really don't like
And
you,
then you just
and I'm
pop
just
off.
trying to have sex with you, then that's
I
where the
think-
problem is. Right.
For me personally, it was, I never forget, I had came back from Puerto Rico, and I was on my way out of the relationship, like I just felt my way on my way out, and I came back, and I ain't called her when I came back, and I've been back for like 2-3 days, and I never forget, I
You was thinking about it,
No, I wasn't thinking about
huh?
it.
You
at all.
thinking about
I
Paul?
was on St. Bernard, and I was on St. Bernard and Miro. I never forget where I was at. I was on St. Bernard and Miro.
Like Shields.
And she, no, I was by
Chinese
The
people.
rat.
the rallies. I was by
Let's say it was on the
No, I was on Miro. I was on Miro.
So
Don't tell me where I was at. I was there. I know that.
That's my hood. You're welcome.
That was myself.
Exactly.
So anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I was there and she calls me. And I'm like, fuck, why is she fucking calling me? And she called me because she's from Baton Rouge, and by that time, like that storm had hit, so they had, her dad lost everything. So she was like, you been back? You ain't even called me? Like, who? And I was like, yeah, I was kind of busy, like that, lying. I've been back, been sleeping, getting rest, whatever. So she telling me about the what's going on with her dad in the house, stuff like that, and she really just started aggravating me. And I'm like, what the fuck do you want? And she like went like, why are you talking to me like that? Because I was like, I'm just fucking tired of this shit. Like I just like vomited. Like I'm fucking tired of this shit. All this shit going on. Like this shit's stupid to me. Like what do you want? I just went ham.
So how do you end the relationship without telling her that you're ending the relationship?
She ended when she was fucking over me with another nigga.
Was
But
she
also,
called?
he went through a traumatic time. That's when his change hit.
Mm.
It hit him instantly. So once that hit, that shuts it down, especially if that's your queen. If that's your mama you lose, that's a different scenario. You changing your whole mindset. It's a whole perspective that's changing.
So you needed that person at that time and it just felt like, you know.
So you're saying that the best way to walk away from a relationship is what? A mindset? That's what you're saying?
Pretty much, you know that this not gonna work.
When you can't tolerate it.
So how did you walk away?
When I couldn't tolerate it anymore. And also I was dealing with a narcissistic person too.
So everything was your enemy, yeah.
Define
I had to look in the mirror every morning and coach myself like today to day.
I kind of wean myself off early. Like if I see the signs ahead of time that I know that I don't like and I won't be compatible with, I did.
So you pay attention to it, like,
I do.
He was a liar.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, he lied a lot.
And everything is about themselves. They manipulate every situation.
Everything.
Narcissistic person.
the worst type to deal with in a toxic relationship is a narcissist. They will manipulate the hell out of you and gaslight you to the point where you just like, am I tripping? Then you gotta go to your friend like, wait, was it me tripping?
Yeah, like, tell me if I mess this up.
When I found out, like, I'm a Virgo, so I kind of like, I don't know about
Straight to the point.
I don't know about signs or whatever, but I pay attention. I try to see what's applies to me. And the whole thing with that about being in a toxic relationship, I started taking blame for everything. Like, what did I do wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? So even though I know this person did something, I feel like, what do I do to make them do that? And I kind of feel like that's crazy.
Did you ever ask the person like, what did I do to make her good? Like, make you in a situation like that?
No, I'm saying they tell me that I'm doing so. What they're telling me I'm doing is what they're actually doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm like, how you gonna say I'm doing this shit? But that's what you're just doing.
Well, that's just like men normally do that. You know, yeah, you cheating, you know, but in actuality, it's you out there doing everything.
And then projecting it onto you.
Well, my relationship. I spoke on this when I first came about, you know what I'm saying, this relationship or whatever. Like, the situation is, I feel like it was a toxic relationship, but at the same time, I saw what that person was doing to me, but I always looked at myself like, what the hell was I doing wrong, or what could I have done better? You see what I'm saying?
And then with that, you apply that to the next relationship, right? I mean, that's the only thing you can.
The self-evaluation.
Ask me what you like.
I just wanted to know how you walked away from your toxic relationship.
I want to do toxic relationship.
Here's my question.
Key, wait a minute, Shabazz. Key, stop bullshit. Let's go now. Talk about how you walked away.
This motherfucker that I'm
Talk about how you walked away.
walked away from what?
You You walked away from a
The
toxic
table.
relationship. How you walk away?
I don't do toxic
You
relationships.
have. Talk about it.
I don't have none.
Listen, here's my question, right? Check this out. Since we got a sex expert on the panel today. Here's my question. Because I work with a lot of pilgrims, as Keith would call them. And one thing I can say about pilgrims, though. One thing I say about pilgrims in a relationship, I'm giving you props on this shit. Y'all may not understand what I'm about to come at with this, but it's real shit. They know how to adjust their lifestyle and their relationships to keep their family together. And what I'm saying is this. No, they do. Listen to what I'm saying.
I know, but go ahead.
Listen to what I'm saying. I think as black people, we so quick to throw our hands up on a relationship. Oh, you cheat, girl.
Because we too emotional.
You're right. We throw our hands up. Oh, shit. I got two co-workers, right?
Now we were 3 different generations then.
No, but check this out. Hold on, check this out. And these boys, I guess it was in like a toxic relationship because one they was cheating. But they had a good family structure. Their wife was like, "Why do you want to cheat? Let's do something different." And both of them do swingers now. And it's like, they're like, dude, it's so great. And at first it took me a while to really understand, like, how could you be on one side of them pounding something like somebody pounding your leg?
I actually took a show on it.
But listen, hold on, check this out. We want to talk about all this. Check this out though.
I want to know your side.
But here's the thing, right? As I was in my marriage, as I got older into my marriage, I started to realize what was going on. You remember that show Gigolos? They used to come on TV? No. Gigolos used to come on HBO. It was a good show. It was like real sex, right? Let me get the gist of it. One time watching Gigolos, I seen this old black couple going there, and this man sat down and watched this Gigolo hit this old lady. And I was like, is he crazy? But as I started to think about it, he loved her so much, he just wanted to see her happy. No, real shit. He couldn't do it for her no more. He couldn't do it for her
I
no
had a
more.
conversation this week, actually with one of my colleagues, in regards to just relationships and like what you're talking about, making a change to make somebody else happy. First off, you can't make nobody happy. That person has to be happy themselves. That happy comes with it. Nurturing. You understand what I'm saying? So why should I have to change who I am? I shouldn't have to change who I am.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, right? If you care about a person, if you really care about a person, right? No, if you really care about a person, you're gonna do what you gotta do to make it work for that person.
You'll compromise.
Why do I have to change?
But
Why
like-
have to change who I am?
And you right, but if you find a person who you headed in the same direction, y'all got the same type of goal, you won't have to compromise because y'all.
All right, let's put the rubber on the road. Let's put the rubber on the road. Let's say, let me give you for example. Let's say something happened, I get in the train accident, I'm married, and my dick fall off. It falls the fuck off. Boom! And it falls off. My wife's still young. I can't please my fucking wife. I don't have a dick to put on her no more.
It's different.
No, it ain't different. It's the same thing.
Then you can get
But you don't have that part that she
No, it's not. What she's saying is why, but why different? So hold on, but the vows that we took to say for better or worse, that do us part. So what's the
you
difference
can't
about
provide
that?
that need anymore. That need
So we gotta go on
That's how I say, you can go get the dick for the nigga, but don't cook for the nigga and wash his clothes and do all that. See what I'm saying?
Hold on, Jay. Horace said you gonna get the dick from the nigga.
Boy, said, you ain't gotta come on to me and watch TV with me.
No, I'm saying it. So
I
she
don't
said,
watch TV with no nigga ass nigga.
hey, that's what I'm saying. I think white people do it a little bit better than us. We are so quick to throw our hands up, oh, I gotta divorce with
White
that.
people do it based on who's looking. See, they got an audience.
They worry,
They worry about family and co-workers and everybody else that's looking at them outside.
They worry about what
Why
people
worry
say
about
on
why is my relationship based on what another
Because we're a
motherfucker
social community. Everything's social.
And that's why I make social difference between black people and white people, honestly. Because you can go to school and pick up your kids from school and the white folks are all dressed up all nice and neat, they all pretty, and they doing nothing, they just stop what they were doing at home and get dressed up to go pick their kids up from school. Meanwhile, I got my sweatpants on
No, I did.
and my t-shirt, and I don't care what people think about it. And then when you
relationship.
No.
Both of y'all. No. I've seen when I worked at T-Mobile on the retail side of it. I've seen white people coming in with their phones and texting the hell out of each other. I fucking hate you. I wish you died.
Up, holding hands and everything, and the black people like relationship goes.
And just
what the people went through to get that.
They looking at, oh, they look so cute. It looks so perfect.
So I'm agreeing with you on the people, they tough out shit. You can't run at the first sign of fucking danger.
That's what I'm saying. I think baby, that's what we do too much.
So and this,
And nowadays, they were tolerant. Women was more tolerant back in the day when our grandfather.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Because guess what? They was hot shit was. It was
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
see, that's the difference.
They trying to be
But listen though, that's why we're gonna go what you say. I come into play because now you bossing up and all of that, even the woman with the kids or whatever. You leaving this dude, you know what I'm saying, regardless of whatever it is, that's fine. You're supposed to. You guys not really put up with this shit. At the same token though, and you sitting up here having these children, and there's no offense to women who have kids, but
if he say the wrong thing, I'm a jab.
But the thing is, my thing is, why y'all keep letting these dudes impregnate y'all and have kids, and y'all not gonna be with them? Because they have a woman.
That.
But listen, though,
You talking about a different kind of woman.
I understand what you're saying.
Because I'm telling you, I know women who get to that timeline. They know who this dude is, they know what he about, and then I know one woman in particular that had a Kimmy,
You said one.
I know one in particular.
But there's billions of
That's
women.
another one. But one I know, she fooled with this dude, had a baby by the dude, and cut this nigga off. Yeah. Like, so, it ain't about, like, oh man, like, I got a kid, but I'm gonna have multiple kids. But I'm like, man, I know what he is, but he the one I can't get you, and I can't get him. So I'm gonna get him and have the baby by him, and the minute he fuck up with Maggie, like it's on him. Like, but I knew what my intention
He must have been schooled.
But see, here's the thing. Let me say this before everybody get the wrong idea. I'm not talking about the women who actually been in a relationship and got married and stuff like that, because shit happens, I understand. But I'm talking about the women who have a baby by Tyrone, that start fucking with a Larry, they have a baby by the Larry. Where's the stability of that?
Basically what they want is they want to be kept.
And hold on, this is the kicker. Have all the business by letting Larry Tyrone, then run across your good ass and want you to take care of all the
And I don't necessarily know.
It's an issue because that's exactly why they do that.
That is a small motherfucking percentage of women.
That is not.
Yes, it is.
That is not.
That is a
They got a
small.
lot of women who
That
want
is
to
a
roll around.
small.
Let me ask you this. You want to get married, right?
I never said that.
I'm asking you.
Where did that come from?
Do you and me to be me, and we come together and we do this shit.
But that's how relationships are supposed to be. But the problem is women feel like they cannot be who they are to this man because y'all fucking egos sometimes get this big and we have to hold back.
I have a question for you, sir.
What's the question?
Why would you date a woman with kids?
I didn't say I did.
You just said that. You just implied that you would not date a woman with kids.
Son,
Elaborate on something.
I don't blame him.
I say I prefer
It's
not
not
to.
bullshit. No, listen.
So I have a question for you.
Real shit.
But you dating a woman, you're not dating her kids.
But the earlier today you
Hold
said
on. You as well. You meet a woman like Adeline. You wouldn't date that woman?
Get him. Get him, Don. Get him.
I'm just saying. Real in the rap. Cause we gotta look at shit. We ain't spring chickens no more.
I'm
Me
telling
and you
you.
not spring chickens no more. You meet a woman like this.
You must be last week it was like, oh, she have all my money. She was taking care of it because she had her business.
Let me defend myself.
You know?
First off, me personally, I have 7 kids. Straight up. So I'm not gonna discriminate against no fucking woman.
Because you have no room to.
Hold on, man. Hold on. You
But
too.
hold on. We can't. I got some problem. My kid been making kids since I was a teenager.
So what makes you think that this woman not proud of her fucking children? If I got 3 kids and you don't want to take me, then you need to step in. And if you walk up to me and you say, D, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. I got 7 kids. Oh, that's good. It's nice to meet you. You keep stepping. I don't want the man that's in your fucking pocket. Fuck an Amtrak. I don't want that.
Hold on. Fuck
All
off.
the kids, man.
All of my kids, you'll never pick nothing for my fucking kids. My kids taken care of like a
But
mother.
hold on, what if you're not paying anything for her kids?
That's the whole thing, though, because you keep going back to money.
I ain't gonna pay something for her kids. She
How do you know that? You can't say that.
He that type of man.
But you can't never say
But
that.
he's that type of
He
man.
is that type of man, but you can't say that, my nigga.
Why you can't
Because
say
you
that?
can't, y'all, because I'm telling y'all, the way y'all be talking sometimes, y'all be fucking a nigga up. I'm telling y'all, excuse me, I done met some bad bitches with some money. Y'all was talking crazy.
So how should I stop him from spending his money on her
He
kids?
ain't got to spend his money on
I
kids.
didn't say that he
got
had
her
Sit down.
I'm seeing a call, Dennis.
Open your third eye. This is what I'm saying.
Third eye.
Watch how smart I am. Watch how smart I am. Watch this. Earlier, check this out. He was saying this shit. Earlier, what they said, they got on my ass about not putting $30 in her fucking car. Right? So if her kid got $200 and she got her money tied up and she gonna come in for $200, you think she gonna get on my ass for $200 fucking for her kid?
But if she got her own
No, and she got
Her money tied up.
money.
Her money tied up. You know what I'm saying? It may not be tied up, but every week she in my crib. She about to go. Oh, the Johnny got a clip. He need $200. Bitch, my money tied up. She coming in for the $200. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give it to her because I fucks with her. But at the end of the day, don't believe that money shit, though. Because one thing about black women, my nigga, they won't spend yours before they spend theirs. Believe what the fuck I'm telling you.
I'm not.
All women, even like all women.
All women.
They want, and she, amen. They won't spend yours before they spend theirs. They don't care who the fuck you is the child. You sticking them, you're responsible, my nigga.
So you saying that at no time, you saying at no time would I have any responsibility for any one of your children?
Right.
For
That's
my
what I'm
children,
saying.
not mine.
Listen, I'm not saying.
Not my children.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying
You gotta
financial
pick them up for
responsibility. That's what I'm saying. You don't think that
But how you feel like you
you
have
got time to coach. D, where you at? Can you run by such and such a big little Johnny up for me? I'm saying, no. You saying it would never happen, but how you know it would never happen? That's just like me
No.
saying it would never happen. Me asking you for $200.
I'm
It's
telling
the
you.
same premise.
It won't happen.
Can I come on show?
Because I take
That
all
means
this
y'all
fucking
not trying to
money.
build.
I'm gonna get on the fucking phone. Motherfucker, why my son ain't where he need to fucking be?
They need y'all to fucking
I'm a fucking man.
You a man. I take that from you. But what if her baby daddy is a man?
Right,
And I'm calling you for
That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta take it for what it is.
So, let me tell you something. There is what you're saying.
Because hold on, T. Let me say this and I'm done. I gotta say this and I'm done. Let me say it, I'm done. Just cause you a real nigga and you and your baby mama, your wife didn't work out, it might be the same scenario over here. Niggas just might got tired of each other. Nigga like, man, fuck, cause I'm telling you, dog, I'm writing a fucking book when I'm 40. I done been in a lot You see what I'm saying? You might be the nigga who like, what's up, Gary? Like, man, you're a cool partner. What's happening? Say, bro, I didn't want to be around my kids, but just, you know, who?
Right.
And nigga just, it is what it is.
So-
Nigga like, bam,
That's what
I'm
I'm
gonna recognize you.
saying.
Nigga might really bring the kids like your motherfucking house. Tell them I'm gonna get off work.
That's why I was just about to say that, because when y'all solid like that, it's not about dependency. Because she's not dependent on you, but the type of person you are, you're going to do it anyway. Look, babe, don't rush. I got you. I'm gonna go handle that. You see what I'm saying?
Cause nigga, you might be at home
Vice versa.
cooking, and you like, man, the nigga drop the kids off at the car, like, alright, y'all, I'm gonna go, you know, woo. And nigga, you whipping up some food.
But-
It might be something similar to that.
To go back on what you were saying about, what I was saying about dating women with kids, I never said that I wouldn't, because I have. But my reason that I want to stand on it more moving forward is because I have grown to love these children as if they were my own. And I'm in a spot right now where,
Oh, you saw it.
huh?
For yourself.
However you want, because at the end of the day, the kids are innocent, dude. They didn't ask me to come there, so I'm gonna give them the unintentional love because they ain't doing me nothing wrong. So off the top, they're gonna have me with transparent, vulnerable, however. And like I said, these children, they are no longer in my life. At the same token, they probably not hurting because they don't understand it, or they didn't understand the love that I was pouring out. But I'm the one that's suffering.
It bothers you now.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You going?
I'm out of there.
You know, if we solid, that's your word, right? If we solid, then you shouldn't want to see me struggle. Like I may be the person to not come to you and ask you for $200, right? I may be the person to go out and figure out what difference in my savings or whatever, and figure out and make a way for this $200, and then later on you be like, babe, if you needed it, why didn't you just
I'm gonna
ask?
be pissed off because you didn't come.
Right, but then you said I'm not paying for your children, so I'm taking you at your word. If you say this is what you're not gonna do, then that's why I'm taking you at your word.
Or you can be that solid and be that woman that, okay, my daughter needs to be picked up real quick because it is an emergency. I'm not able to get her. Can you go ahead and get her for me? So why is that a problem?
For me to go pick up your kids because somebody else couldn't do it or whatever, I'm all for it.
I don't cross my line. I got multiple baby mamas, and I don't let my baby mama pick up each my. We don't work like that. Like I got you
That's
straight.
more to that.
No, it is.
But I think though, Shabbat, I really think though, bro, it's a difference when you meet a chick who's solid, though.
And who not trip on you.
You're right about that, because I'm dealing with this guy there.
When she's solid, dog, when she's solid, and she solid, and
What's
she
silent? What's silent?
chick-
What's silent to you?
a chick who understands your flaws and understands the person that you are, and she's willing to deal, cause you ain't on no bullshit. She know you solid, but she know your baby mama ain't shit. Me and you know your baby mama called me before, and was trying to go ham on me behind some shit. Yo, ex-wife done said, and I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with nothing that's going on. With what you talking, I didn't know who she was. She knew me. I didn't know what number that was.
They don't have nothing to do with you anyway.
But it don't matter. But still, at the same point, she tried to get to Gary, so she had to come through me to get to Gary because she couldn't get through Gary's inner circle. So she had to get to his outer circle to get to me because she knew it was gonna come back to Gary. You see what I'm saying? I didn't want to give her no line. I definitely quick.
All right.
I was like, listen, glory to God, baby. I can't do nothing for you.
You got what I mean?
But you gotta understand, when you meet somebody who's solid and who understand what you got going on, but they know you're not like that, a lot of times people, even with yourself, you're gonna try to detonate anything you can to try to slow whatever ignorance or negativity that's gonna come your way. You see what I'm saying? So when you meet somebody like that, she might be like, well, fuck that, I'm gonna go do this and pick that up because you're a part of me, I'm a part of you. So we're gonna make this thing rock how it's gonna rock. Right.
On that note, can we end this with coming back to being solid and being in a solid relationship with two solid people?
And effective communication.
Effective communication. But also, let's wrap up toxic relationship. Just wrap it up. Just how y'all feel about it, and we're good to go.
Start it off, Kurt. What's your about?
I think it's all about, it could be, I think anything can be resolved with communication. You gotta realize we're two intelligent human beings. You should have some kind of sense. So if we communicate, we should be able to resolve it. Communication can save the nation. I'm just being honest with you. So effective communication. So I mean, like, I never been in a real. I don't know. I never been in a toxic relationship like that. I don't know. Maybe I have. Maybe I'm just so.
You are the toxic.
What if it's you?
You are the toxic.
I'm getting toxic.
Because if you don't realize that you're in a toxic relationship, you're the problem.
You are the problem.
Yeah, whole relationship was good.
Hold on. First off, I'm easy like a Sunday morning.
Here we go.
I am
Motherfucker, either like a Monday afternoon.
easy like a Sunday morning, dog.
After that last written up email.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. I'm easy like a Sunday
So it
morning.
might be the problem though.
Yeah, I don't know, dog. Maybe I'm the toxic one. I don't know. So I'm leaving. Communication can save the nation. That's how I feel about it. Go ahead, Shaq. What you got to say?
I just feel like everyone has to be on the same accord. If you see red flags, definitely don't look past those. Always basically just look out for anything that you need to see to know that person for who they are. And I mean, just like she said earlier about dating, just basically like date that person and just go from there. And then if you see those red flags, then you need to just stop it from there. And if you want to keep going on with the red flags that you already saw, then it's kind of like,
That's what you're gonna cry about later.
yeah, so it's kind of like it's better to date and just get to know that person no matter how long the dating process for you guys is.
But let me ask you this. So if I'm dating you, can I date somebody else too?
Yeah, I'm in a situation like
I
that.
just want to get that clear.
But at the same time, wait. If we getting serious,
What are we having sex? That means Sarah we fucking? That means
That's the
no,
relationship.
like if we getting serious as in like you looking at me like, okay, you want to be with me and I want to be with you, then it's kind of like, okay, you gotta stop dating them. Respectfully, because if I stop, then I would want you to kind of stop.
Well,
I respect you looking at me.
So I'm saying, if I'm having
Is
sex,
it safe to say that during dating, fucking is allowed?
Yeah, I don't think you should do that.
It depends on the
It
person.
depends on the
I don't think you should.
and if they're mature enough to handle
If
it.
you have a mindset where you can be unemotionally attached from the dick of the pussy, then yeah.
But sexologists got in here.
But men don't believe that a woman can have sex with somebody and not be emotionally attached.
That's right.
no, they
They like to go
they feel
we
bad
have-
if a woman don't get emotionally attached. They feel like they're not putting it. Most men, I'm not saying everybody.
I say as far as that goes, a lot of women don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not out here just smashing. So I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like women do have to have some type of emotional connection with you.
No. Let me tell you what
It
emotion
depends on what her mindset is at the
Let me tell you what the emotion
time.
fall in with a woman. The emotion fall in with a woman, she fall in love with you. And she's designed that way so she can keep going to death's door for you by bringing your kids into the world.
Sometimes you could feel like you in love, but it's really the dick that's making you feel like you're in love.
Well, I said at that point you become some type of emotional attachment to that guy. Am I lying, telling the truth? Once you become dickmatized by him, you kind of emotionally attached to him. That's when you stay in that relationship.
Yeah, you are.
So that's what I'm saying.
I had never heard that phrase before this tonight. I
Dick
never
without-
heard that phrase. Never.
I'm dick.
Man, they got a whole fucking porno called Dick
I mean, but in the context in which y'all are speaking, I had never heard that phrase before, and I guess, like I said, women go through phases. We go through these different phases in life where we decide on what we want and where we want to be in life. You know what I'm saying? And listen, if you're in a toxic relationship, number one, identify it as a toxic relationship. Number two, make a plan. Number three, get out.
She said it way better.
That's it. Make a plan.
I made a plan.
Because you was a toxic one.
Basically.
That's what you said.
I did say that. Nah, but I wasn't the toxic. What I say I was the toxic one, me. I got communication issues. I'm working on communication, and that's why I say it become toxic. Cause cause me, if we're in a relationship, I feel like certain stuff's supposed to be understood, and I don't have to tell you.
That's why they be scooting.
Key, sound like you was scooting on some dick, dog. What the hell? Let me get out this key. You done ran across that little nigga and you was scooting one night now.
Let's get this understood.
You was
I'm
scooting.
gonna go and fill the package before I unwrap it.
Well, sometimes that ain't true though. Sometimes you can look at it and be like,
I'm gonna fill the package before I unwrap it.
she might go old school on y'all.
Who what?
And be some, what they used to call them, we used to be grinding back in the day, remember that?
Drive.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. I'm going to put my hand in the package.
She going down there to see y'all.
Exactly. See, I ain't having problems. It happened to me one time. And it ain't gonna happen no more.
When you tell me to get on that dick, you like, get on what? You wild, cuz.
I'm not even get that far.
Well, look, hey, well, I gotta know, like, what you expect I understood? I gotta know, like, I don't know. Like, we don't have to be explained, I understood.
I mean, I'm trying to find an example.
It's his understanding, baby.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing.
I'm
Let's go back with
bullshit. Like,
Understood. You know you cook, whatever. That woman expect gas in her car without having to ask you. Little things that because it should be understood.
what if I'm trying to get what I said? Like, what she didn't see a house or something like that?
It's perception. It's what you perceive to be understood. Because what you perceive to be should be understood, she may not.
Right. I don't know what he perceives.
That's why.
That's what I'm asking. What he perceives?
You can't ask him that. Because he has.
It varies for different people, different
I know, but it's
relationships.
gonna be different coming out of his mouth.
But he can't tell you.
He can't tell you.
He would have told you by now.
Well, then that goes back to
And you're right.
communication, right?
And
If
that's
I
how-
come to you and say,
And that's
hey,
why I say that's why I become toxic. It is not my. I live in my head. I'll be like,
most men live in their head. Don't think you the only one. Don't think you the only one. Because men don't have a conversation with you in their head and you don't know.
So see
I'm the only one.
and see why I'm so big on effective is because regardless if I think you should know, I'm gonna tell you to make sure you know.
Exactly.
So if you don't know, then you gonna let me know you don't know because I've asked.
Exactly.
But you a direct person though.
I got it.
And that's okay with me.
Because I don't want you assume you make an ass out of
A
yourself.
lot of people are not. But listen, let me ask you a question, right? If you have a conversation with somebody like, we going back to the gas tank. Let's just stick with the gas tank for a hot second. If you know that I don't like pumping gas, okay? We've already had the conversation, and it's a conversation that I really don't like pumping gas. Or I gotta leave for work at 4 o'clock in the morning and it's dark as shit outside. You really okay with me stopping at 4 o'clock in the morning to put gas in my car? Or would it make you feel this? Let me finish. Because we've had this conversation, right? Let's say you talking to somebody. And this person, I really just don't appreciate you talking to this person. Now, would it be more effective for me to come to you and say, babe, I really didn't like the way you did that. I would appreciate it if that happened again, you handle it another way, right? That's effective communication, right? So the next time it happens and you handle it the exact same way you handled it the first time, that means you made a choice. Now that means to me that my feelings are not valid to you and you really don't care because I took the time to come to you and express to you what I thought was right or wrong.
Let me go back on something right quick.
What?
I gotta hit you with something right quick. All right. This gas situation. I like this gas conversation because I'm starting to realize something. Sometimes women really take their point of view or their scenario and don't consider other men's scenario. See, I work so hard. Sometimes I work 20 hours a day. I work 20 hours a day. I don't get up till 6 o'clock in the morning. That means I work from 10 o'clock one morning to 6 o'clock the next morning.
Okay.
And you gotta be to work at, let's say you gotta work at 7 o'clock, but it's dark. You expect me to get off the railroad at the fucking with the white folks and come home gas in your car?
That's not what I said.
No, that is
That's,
just
that's not what I said. What I'm saying is if it's a situation where I don't like to pump gas, then maybe on your off day you check and see if I have gas in my car.
Right.
Because what's gonna happen is when you get off at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna make sure you got food. I'm
Right.
gonna make sure that you don't